History of Barrington, Rhode Island. In the silence of the night, the waves of the sea crashed gently against the shore. The wind whispered through the trees. At that time, there was no United States, no state, no town, and no place known as Barrington. Thousands of years ago, this land belonged to Native American tribes, especially the Wampanoag people. They hunted in the forests, fished in the rivers and bays, and lived in harmony with nature. The area was known as Sowams, a sacred and fertile homeland that held great importance for their people. One of the most powerful leaders of that era was Massasoit, whose influence extended across present-day Barrington, Bristol, and neighboring regions. For generations, his people had lived on and cared for this land. The arrival of European settlers. In the 1630s, English settlers began arriving in the region. At first, they established trading relationships with native communities. However, in 1653, investors from Plymouth Colony purchased Sowams and surrounding lands from the Wampanoag people. This marked the beginning of a dramatic transformation. Forests were cleared, farms were created, and European-style settlements appeared. Slowly, the power and influence of the native tribes began to decline. Who ruled the land first? The first rulers of the area were the Wampanoag tribes. Over time, the region came under the control of Wampanoag tribes. Plymouth Colony, Massachusetts Bay Colony, Rhode Island Colony, United States. King Philip's War. In 1675, a devastating conflict erupted, known as the King Philip's War. The Wampanoag leader Metacom, whom the English called King Philip, led a resistance against the colonists. The Sowams and Barrington areas became part of the battlefield. Homes were burned. Settlements were destroyed. Lives were lost. By the end of the war, the power of many native tribes had been shattered. It remains one of the most tragic chapters in the history of the region. How did Barrington get its name? In 1717, the area was officially incorporated as a separate town. Historians believe the name Barrington was either taken from Barrington, where some settlers originated, or named in honor of John Shute, Viscount Barrington. For the first time, Barrington became the official name of the community. Joining Rhode Island. In 1747, border changes transferred Barrington from Massachusetts to Rhode Island Colony. Then, in 1770, it was re-established as an independent town. The American Revolution. In 1776, when the American colonies declared independence from Britain, the people of Barrington joined the struggle. Many local residents enlisted in military service. Young men risked their lives for the dream of freedom. When the war ended, the United States emerged as an independent nation, and Barrington became part of its future. The Golden Age of Agriculture. During the 1800s, Barrington was largely a farming community. Residents grew corn, wheat, barley, and fruit. Fields stretched across the landscape, while stone walls and wooden homes became symbols of rural life. The town enjoyed decades of peaceful agricultural growth. Industry and the railroad. In 1847, the brick-making industry began to flourish. Then, in 1855, the arrival of the railroad changed everything. Trade expanded rapidly. Ships arrived more frequently. Workers moved into the area. French Canadian and later Italian immigrants settled in Barrington, bringing new cultures and traditions. The town entered a new era of prosperity. A coastal town for the wealthy. By the early 1900s, wealthy families from nearby Providence began spending their summers in Barrington. The beautiful coastline, fresh sea air, and peaceful surroundings made it a desirable destination. Large homes were built. Yacht clubs appeared. Barrington gradually transformed into an affluent coastal community. The Great Hurricane of 1938. In 1938, disaster struck. A powerful hurricane swept across New England. Massive waves crashed onto the shore. Homes were destroyed. Boats sank. Families faced tremendous hardship. Barrington experienced one of the darkest moments in its history. Modern Barrington. After World War II, the town's population grew rapidly. New schools were constructed. Roads expanded. Shopping centers appeared. Over the following decades, Barrington developed into one of Rhode Island's most respected residential communities. Conclusion. Today, when visitors walk through Barrington's quiet streets, admire its historic homes, or gaze across its beautiful coastline, they may never realize how much history lies beneath their feet. This land was once the homeland of the Wampanoag people. It witnessed wars, changing governments, and generations of newcomers. Names changed. Empires rose and fell. Yet through every storm, every conflict, and every transformation, Barrington endured. And that is the true story of Barrington. A story that began with native tribes, passed through the era of the British Empire, witnessed the birth of the United States, and continues today as a peaceful and thriving American town.